Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna send this out to, and Tanisha is joining in. Welcome, everybody. Let's join in. I see some viewers. Maybe you're viewing in from the web. Welcome. LaKishaRiddick here. We'll just hopefully see Tanisha in a few moments. Yay. I can't see you yet, Tanisha. Okay. I'm LaKishaRiddick, and welcome to another episode of Share My World Show. So we are a faith-based show that airs bi-weekly on Tuesdays on Blab. And I use the show as an opportunity to share my world, my life, my challenges, my perspective, just different things that I've been dealing with, and give my guests an opportunity to do the same, because I believe that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So this is an opportunity for me to share my world. And our guest is trying to join in. And, you got to love Blab, right? Blab is this awesome tool, but it's still in beta phase. So we're just going to keep trying until she's able to get in. And I can't see you, but it looks like you were able to connect, Tanisha. I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe you could type something in the chat. It says, make sure you can hear you, but it's still loading. Oh, okay. It says, make sure your connection isn't blocked by a firewall. Okay, keep trying. And we'll keep going. Okay, so like I said, gotta love the live. Hold on, I will go out and come back in. Okay, gotta love live video broadcasting, and I appreciate your patience. So, let's pray. Okay, we're gonna just keep going, and when Tanisha is able to get in, we will just let her go right in, right? Okay, so Lord, I thank you for tonight's show. I thank you, Lord, that no weapon formed against us will prosper, that your word will go forth through Tanisha and myself, Lord, to help people on their journeys of transformation. And I ask you, Father, to give us wisdom and strength to speak and share our story so that others are inspired and encouraged to follow and live on purpose and to be free. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. We're going to keep trying until she is able to get in. So tonight's show is, do quick fix weight loss plans work? What do you think? You're on Chrome. Okay, that should work. I'm on Chrome too. I'm wondering if I'm wondering what's blocking her from being able to actually join in. Oh, my husband, he's a techie. He said to maybe reboot your computer, Tanisha, and see if you're able to do that and come back in. I don't know. Something's weird. Oh, and then see if your cookies are blocking the blab.im page. So I did a little research about quick fixes, right? I said, go to Google. Google is your friend, right? And I did a search on Google for quick fix. I said, quick fix weight loss. Do you know how many results came up? You want to guess? Over 2 million. Now, that's not saying there was just quick fix weight loss plans. It was anything that had to do with quick fix weight loss. It was, diets, meals, products, but also myth debunking. Okay. And so then I said, well, you know what? Let me go and look at some other stuff to kind of get some statistics here about this weight loss industry. I went to this website to get some stats on weight loss, right? The weight loss industry, how much is it worth? And it came up with BHARAT book.com. It's like market data. Do you know that in January 2015, the weight loss industry was $59.8 billion? That includes a lot of stuff like diet drinks, artificial sweeteners, health clubs, meal replacements, diet pills, books, medical programs, low-calorie dinner entrees, MLM weight loss and fitness apps, all of those things, $59.8 billion. Okay. Then I want you to think about this. I went to the CDC's website to get the stats on obesity and overweight. Okay. In 2015, the CDC said that more than 1/3 of U.S. adults, that's 34.9% or 78.6 million, are obese. Now, obese has a definition. You go look it up and see what that means. It's not just, weight, it's body mass index, and it's based on fat and body fat and all that kind of stuff. And it says non-Hispanic Blacks have the highest age-adjusted rates of obesity, 47.8%. And it's estimated medical cost of obesity, right, in the U.S. was $147 billion in 2008. The medical cost for obese was on $1,429 higher than those of normal weight. So put a pin in that information there. $59.8 billion for the industry, and 1/3 of the U.S. adults are obese. And then we're going to talk about that in regards to quick fix weight loss plans. So until Tanisha comes in, I'm just going to, share my story, okay? We're just going to keep going. Like I said, this is live, and I appreciate you for following me, and I appreciate you for just kind of, coming on in, and we're just going to keep it going. I'm not going to stop, and we're going to get this message out here. So my story, right, in terms of quick fix weight loss. Now, I've been on my journey, restarted it last April 2015, but I've been overweight, obese. I don't know when I was considered obese, but overweight for, I would say, a lot of my adult life, particularly after college. In college, I gained a lot of weight. And then, after my father died, I gained a lot of weight. So it was hard for me to lose the weight because I was focused on losing the weight. What you focus on, you'll become, right? And the issue is that if you keep focusing on the weight loss, right, you actually don't lose the weight. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying here. I was focusing on doing all the things like, okay, I don't want to eat this. I have to exercise this way. I have to do all these things. Okay, Tanisha, I see you came back in. Let's see if you can jump back in. Hopefully that'll work out. And it was difficult. It was difficult for me to do it. So here are my quick fix things that I've tried. Now, this is me talking. This is my experience. Okay, I tried Weight Watchers. I tried Eat Right for Your Blood Type. Anybody know about that? Atkins. What a 3-day diet. That was one. I did it with my aunt. I remember that one. That was like you eat like tuna fish and eggs and stuff like that. And you do that for like 3 days and you drink a lot of water. I mean, a whole lot of stuff like that. What else did I do? Master Cleanse. I did that at one point. So a lot of these quick fix things, right, I did. And now, did they work? What do you think? I say I failed at these things because in and of itself, those different things can work, okay? But let's define work. Does work mean you lose the weight, or does work mean you lose the weight and it lasts, okay? So for me with Weight Watchers, I did lose weight, but it didn't last because I was doing it with the wrong motives, okay? So something to consider here. Put a pin in that as well in terms of why you're doing this. If you're on this weight loss journey, why are you losing the weight? If you're doing it for the wrong motive, babe, okay, see, I'm telling you, we got to be fluid with this thing here. Can't, no shorts, right? Okay, so I'm going to start over because I don't know if that got recorded, okay? Tanisha is an extraordinary and unique individual who seeks to accomplish anything she puts her mind to. She's an author, inspirational speaker, healthy lifestyle coach. She has a heart and desire to help individuals to identify their ability to overcome life's challenges with healthy living. She stumbled upon her gift of helping others through a personal journey. She transitioned her life with God and healthy living. She tackled the biggest challenge in her life, losing the weight she has dealt with for her entire life. In 2012, she weighed almost 400 pounds, but after analyzing her lifestyle and finding a way to have a better relationship with food, she was also over 140 pounds and has maintained a healthy weight range of 195 to 210. Her weight loss has inspired many people. Has motivated her to want to start a program that is designed to support those through the healthy living process. In May 2013, Success Weight was born and held its first healthy living program meeting. She's expanded her business by providing personal healthy lifestyle coaching, healthy lifestyle master groups, personal healthy chef, and establishing small business wellness programs. She's been featured in publications such as First for Women magazine, Cosmopolitan Online, Huffington Post, and Everyday Health, and various radio shows to share her 140 plus pound weight loss success story, provide healthy living expert advice, and inspire others to transition to healthy living. In March 2014, Tanisha self-published her first book, Transition to a Healthier You, How I Lost Over 140 Pounds and You Can Too. Her book is available via ebook on Amazon. And you hear all of that? And she decided to join me on my little show, Share My World show.
It is never a little show. Never say that. Never, ever, ever.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me on my show. I appreciate that, for you to come and tell your story and share your wisdom and your insight to inspire and encourage us. And so let's start with this. Share from your perspective of what quick fix weight loss plans, products did you start before you came to your, I guess, revelation in 2012 to begin your journey to this point?
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go way back to Slim Fast. Slim Fast was the first thing that I ever tried. Okay. My mom actually put me on Slim Fast when I was in elementary school.
Oh, wow.
I was drinking the shakes because I've dealt with obesity my entire life.
Okay.
And then I tried Weight Watchers multiple times, actual meetings, and then I tried online 2 times.
Okay.
I worked with a doctor she gave me protein shakes, and I discovered that she was working with one of the companies that distribute these different protein shakes. She just put them in her own plastic bottles and put her own label on them, and had me and other people come into her office every 2 weeks. I was paying $175 just to get this protein shakes for me to lose all of this weight. I did e-diets, which is similar to Nutrisystem, where they deliver your food. I took phentermine, which is a prescribed weight loss appetite suppressant. I did Ally, different diet pills over the years. You name it, I tried it. Like, I really tried almost everything. And some of them I would lose the weight, and then once the product was done or I could no longer afford it, I would gain the weight back. So I would constantly have that battle. And then it was just, I realized that although I was losing weight, I still wasn't healthy. So for instance, with Weight Watchers, the Eating Out Companion was my number one friend. So I was like, I can still eat McDonald's and lose weight. So I had this whole attitude where I would go get a cheeseburger Happy Meal, thinking that I was doing my body good. And when I went to the doctor, he was like, well, now you never had high cholesterol, and now your sodium levels are a little high. So I still was not winning. I was dropping the weight, but I was not winning internally. So it was just the understanding food and knowing that the quick fix is not going to always work.
Wow. Okay. So take us to 2012 when you had your moment and you just said, you know what, I got to do something different. What happened?
So 2012, I came home from work. It was a Monday night, October 15th. Like, I would never forget this day. And I just decided to weigh myself and randomly just got on a scale, and I did not receive a number. I got 2 letters. And those two letters were OL, and they indicated that I was over the limit of the scale's capacity. And when I found the box, it indicated that that capacity was 350. So all I know is that on that day, I was over 350 pounds.
Wow.
And yeah, and I was just like, I felt like at that point, I tried almost everything. I even attempted to get weight loss surgery 2 times, but I was denied. So it was just like, and at that time, I was 300 pounds. And for about 5 seconds, I considered contacting Dr. Jacobs, who was the surgeon that I was attempting to get the surgery with. But something was just like, that's not going to happen. Because he had told me even then, he was like, I don't know what it is about you, but I don't think you need this surgery. So even he knew something was different. And that night, after, all of that reality, I sat on the side of my bed and I just cried. And then next thing you know, I found myself praying and calling out to God. And I was just like, God, I need you. Like, I need you because I don't know, like, I can't live like this. And for some reason, I just got this burst of energy and I went into my kitchen and I cleaned house. So it was a Monday and most of us do our food shopping over the weekend. I was throwing out brand new cartons of juice, chips. I mean, I was taking it straight to the incinerator. Like, I won't say I was angry, but I was angry. And it was just like, look, this has to go and it does not belong in my house. And it was just one of those realities where, look, you got to do better now. Like, you're very successful, highly educated. Now you're going to be almost 400 pounds. You're going to kill yourself with food. Get it together. And that was really all that I can think about at that moment, that night. And it was just like, I started that day, or the next day, really.
Okay. So what was your relationship with food? How did you get to the point where you were almost 400 pounds?
So as I was losing the weight, I started to understand where I went wrong. Okay. And a few things came up. One thing was I was always angry. And whenever I became angry, I would eat. And I had to identify why I was so angry. And one of the easiest things that I can remember was the relationship that I was in. The person would make me angry. And instead of me sharing how I would feel to him, I would go to Wendy's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I would go through the drive-through for 20 minutes sometimes, depending on the night. And I would just be angry. And I'm not hungry, but I just wanted to do something. And instead of me going out and maybe keying up his car, I went to Wendy's. And I mean, that was my reality. It was not the healthiest. I mean, both decisions were not healthy, but that was one thing. And then later on, I realized that I was depressed, and not depressed because of my weight, but I realized I was depressed because of the fact that I was not doing what I really wanted to do. I think sometimes we get caught up in society where we get so, education. And I'm one of those, like, I was an overachiever. And when things did not go my way, when I didn't get that A+, I get angry and I go eat. So I was very emotional. But then that last part, within the last year and a half, I started to realize that that's why you were depressed. Like, you were depressed because you were not doing what God destined you to do. You were trying to do everything your way, and it wasn't working out because he was trying to bring you back to his blueprint. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So when we find ourselves challenged and we become emotional eaters and we become depressed, we have to find what's the root of it. What is really the problem? Because no matter what you do, you can go on all of these diet programs, you can get weight loss surgery, and you can lose weight, but then it can always come back because the root problem is not fixed. And that's something that I have been stressing for the last 3.5 years since I started this journey. Once I realized that there were so many core issues that I had to tackle in order for the weight to stay off. And many people hate to hear that reality because they want the weight to come off now, like right now. And it's like, well, wait, why are you this weight? And I'm not talking about people who need to lose 10, 20 pounds. I'm talking about people who need to lose 50, 100 plus pounds. All that really comes with issues and baggage. And some people don't want to face that reality. So unfortunately, this is why I think you said the weight loss industry is You said, is it now billions?
59.8 billion.
Jesus. God. I always have this whole I'm like, if I could just be slightly unethical and just sell these products, I'll be a millionaire, but I just can't do that.
Exactly.
Christ, that's crazy.
But I mean, I want, we're gonna go there, but I'm like, I want people to think about that, because God said, yeah, go check out the numbers, and I said, $59.8 billion.
That's pretty serious,
right? And so and then with the obesity rate, okay, so you add all that together, cha-ching, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you kind of are, getting into some stuff that I'm going to talk about a little bit later too. But I love it because God's truth is God's truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Truth is truth. And the principles are the same no matter what. So you have your journey. I have my journey. We have some similar backgrounds there in terms of being overachievers and that kind of thing. But the issue is, like you said, getting to the root issue. So what made your journey successful this time, when you said, you just had your moment of reflection in 2012 and then you kept going? Because I know a lot of us, we start and stop. We go, okay, I'm going to do this time now. And then next thing you know, we get disappointed, we get discouraged, and then we just give up. So what helped you to kind of keep going to where you're at now?
So the first thing I give credit to is I realized that my health was my success. And if I wasn't healthy, then I couldn't do anything. I wouldn't be able to be a leader, even in the business that the company that I was working for at that time. I was not going to be able to be the teacher to my students. I was not going to be able to be a girlfriend to my boyfriend, an aunt to my niece, So it's like some people don't realize that their health is the foundation to everything that we do. And when we put everything first, we realize you're really not putting 100%, because you don't even have 100% of energy. And when you're not capable of getting up in the morning and having a positive mindset, it's to say and understand, hey, why do I need to eat breakfast today? Why do I need this water? I think we just go, I got to get to work. I got to make this money. My family needs me. And it's like, but your family also needs a healthy you. And my health was my success. So that was the first thing. The second was, since I was a teacher, at the time I was teaching adults, and the students, they started to see my transformation. So I became a lifestyle coach before I even thought about becoming a lifestyle coach. And it was like, I didn't want them, because I was meeting women, especially women who were having weight loss surgery at like 250 pounds. And they started to realize I didn't need to do that. My husband made me do it. And I realized I had to just really be a motivation to continue for them, so that they can see, what, this is definitely possible. And I just had to do it for me. And I had to I wanted this. I wanted to be healthy. And I understood every reason why I started this journey. I know that God placed me in that predicament for a reason, so that I can show other people how to get to their healthy version of themselves. I'm not an advocate for everyone to become a size 2, because I know that's not realistic.
Right.
But I want people to just get to the point where you're not sitting down and it's like you're not even moving. That's not healthy. And some people they just so accustomed to it. So it's like, this is just the way I am. And it's like, that's not the way that you should be. So there's a lot that we have to just kind of understand, and just know that you have to do it for you. And that's how I feel like now. It's like, this is for me. And every day I remind myself, you have to stick, you have to continue on this journey, because this is for you. And now you are influencing other people, and God needs you to do this.
Yes, he does. Thank you for doing it. I appreciate it. So what kind of practical things can you share with us that you do, daily to kind of help you to maintain your weight loss?
So I pray every morning, because I know that there is a lot of challenges. And I know that regardless of what, we're going to have temptation set before us. We are going to have days where we're not going to want to eat healthy. So you have to kind of pray in advance, like, hey, God, give me the strength that I need. give me the patience so that I can, if I have to wait for that smoothie to be made, I won't get impatient and go grab a donut. And I do that every morning and sometimes throughout the day, depending on what I'm faced with. Drink water. I was not a fan of water.
Me neither. Yeah.
I was not a fan of water. I would never forget, I was working at JP Morgan and we had this really nice water cooler. And my god sister was working with me and she would just drink water all day. And she was like, drink some water. And I was like, it's nasty. She's like, it has no taste. I said, it's nasty to me. So I had to learn how to find new ways. And I think that's one of the challenges. Everyone is just like, I don't like water, adding fruit. Lemon, you get the detox naturally and you get a kind of trick where you're like, oh, I'm drinking lemonade without sugar.
Right.
So it's like an easy way and it actually gives you additional benefits. Then I eat a lot more vegetables. So you hear people say fruits and vegetables. I tell all of my clients it's vegetables and fruit because what do we tend to eat first? We eat more of the fruit because it comes first.
Right.
So if we flip it and say vegetables and fruit, then you're prone to eat more vegetables. And I had to just really educate myself because growing up, my mom, she loves salad, but her salads are lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and chickpeas. That is not my kind of salad, and I won't eat that. So I had to understand, what can I eat instead of this? And I started to, I always loved broccoli, but then string beans and squash and zucchini. So these were vegetables that I would see in the supermarket, but I would just walk right past. So no one knows that, some people never heard of zucchini. They're like, what's that?
Right.
Oh, that's a cucumber. No, it's not. Two different things. But these are things that grown adults, 40 in their 50s, they have never had it. So immediately it's nasty. So it's just educating myself, knowing which vegetables and fruits are going to give me more nutritional value. Everyone is like, oh, eat lettuce. No, I'd rather eat the spinach because I get more value out of it. And people just don't know the basic knowledge. So I just have vegetables with every meal every day. And just have fun exercising. So I don't know, well, no, you can't see because I'm using but I have a hula hoop. And that's one of the ways that I exercise. So I will put the hula hoop, put some music on, and I just hula hoop for about 30 minutes. And if my niece is around, she can hula for like an hour straight. I'm not at her level yet, but that's a fun way to interact with her and to keep her. She's naturally skinny because her father's side, they're just all like metabolism's incredible. And so I'm like, okay, but just want to keep her in that mindset of being physically active starting at a young age. So that's how I just look at it. Pray, water, vegetables, be physically active.
All right. Okay. But see, I think, with the way that we're talking about it now, that faith aspect, because there's a lot of people and you see a lot of the quick fix weight loss plans, they'll talk about the eating, they'll talk about the exercise, but nobody's dealing with that faith part. Nobody's dealing with those root issues. And, I appreciate you, for sharing your journey and sharing your story this way because, some people think it's not real. I tell people, when I've been sharing my story, I've been sharing, my journey now since April last year, but I actually lost like almost 100 pounds in 2008. And I remember when I did lose the weight, I would tell people, why I lost the weight and how I lost it. And I would point it back to God and they would be like, God? Like what? And so I remember
what I got to do with this?
Right. And then some people would actually try to challenge, like, what did you do? What are you doing? Because I had done a boot camp. So they were trying to put all the glory on the things that I was doing, the food, the exercise, that kind of thing. But it was like, wait a minute, I'm giving God the glory because God was the one that was directing me. God was the one that was increasing my faith and my strength. But people didn't want to hear that because that's not anything tangible, right?
Nope.
Because you can't reproduce that. You can't say, well, go and listen to God, and then you're gonna lose this weight.
Lose 50 pounds.
Right? No, because we all know whenever somebody you see some transformation pictures, you want to know how do they do it, and so that was the thing. And so for me, I got discouraged, and I started being like, well, I'm doing a boot camp, and I'm doing this, and then I started getting comfortable with where I was, and then forgetting that God was the source of what I had done, right? And so then what happened? I started going back to the old ways, just, well, I'm going to eat this now. I'm going to do this. And next thing you know, I gained, and then life happened. I went through a lot of stress, a lot of, challenges, and did not cope well. You talked about emotional issues, the same thing with me, just being very emotional, not knowing how to cope without food. Okay. Food was the comfort. Food was the way to anesthetize the pain. And, I just fell back into those habits. And so like after I had my daughter, I just regained basically all the weight. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And became comfortable with it. You talked about that too. How sometimes people just become comfortable because you think, well, I can never lose the weight. I mean, I'll just, okay. And I went to the doctor, I had my physical, and I wasn't unhealthy. That's why, when people talk about, you could look at somebody and say, no, I mean, okay, based on my blood work, okay, my lab work and other things, I was within normal range. I may have been at the high end of the normal range, but I was never, I didn't have diabetes, praise God. I didn't have, what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot of the other ailments that come along with being overweight, but when I got pregnant, those issues did come up. I had high blood pressure and that kind of thing. But what I'm saying is that I became comfortable with the weight, right? It became, the installation or whatever. And so when God kept telling me, he kept saying, okay, it's okay, just get up and move. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. I got this. I got that. And I've shared this story before, but I may have some followers on here. My husband bought me sneakers because I didn't have sneakers, and then I didn't use the sneakers. They just sat in the box. Okay. And I said, yeah, thanks, babe. You did it.
At least he bought them.
He did.
Hey, at least he's supportive.
The
guy was not supportive.
See, that's not good either, though. No, he was very supportive. But see, something again that you talked about in terms of doing it for yourself. This is what God, and this is what I'm doing now. In terms of my husband's very supportive. He's the one that told me to even get on Periscope. I'm like, I'm not getting on no video broadcasting thing. Get out of here. He's the one blogging everything. He's the one that's been telling me to get out here because I was just behind the scenes on Blog Talk Radio doing my show. Okay. But then he was like, no, come on out, do the video or whatever. What else? Oh, I said, I'm working out, right? He got a gym membership. Oh yeah. Did I ever go to the gym? No, I never went to the gym. I always kept saying, oh, I don't have time or whatever. When it came to, working out at home, I remember we had, my sister did Zumba, and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. He bought this whole Zumba set. Did I do the Zumba? No, I did not. Because here's the thing, okay? When it comes to losing weight, like Tanisha said, you have to realize that you have to do it for yourself. You have to realize the benefits of it, you know what I'm saying, about why you're doing it. And it has to be more than just the size. It has to be more than just you want to look a certain way, because that's fleeting, okay? That's not going to last. It has to be something in terms of tied to your purpose. And for me, I always felt some kind of way when I looked at other people who were overweight. I saw their pain too. So for me, God was like, well, you know what? I want you to help them to be free. But how can you help them be free if you're not free?
If you're not free. And it's true.
And I said, okay. And so he said, you got to trust me. And then what? Trusting him meant what? Surrender. And then when you surrender, that means you got to lose control. And when, for me, I'm like, no, I'm a problem solver. I have a technical background. That was my thing, QED, check it off the list. And God is like, okay, that's not faith. So, but here's the deal. When it comes to quick fix weight loss, okay, and it's quick fix anything, we do things out of desperation, okay? Yeah. Because we're tired. We're tired of the process. We're tired of waiting for the results, right? We're like, man, I'm just going to do this. But you don't realize that the whole problem that comes, the whole benefits that come from the process is for you to become better. Not just you to lose these weights, because the weight is going to come off, right? But who you are becoming in the process. Look at you, Tanisha. I mean, you said from 2012 up until now, You lost the weight, but look at you. You have your business. You are inspiring and encouraging other people. You're reaching a whole bunch of people. I mean, look at all of the places where you shared your story. You know what I'm saying? I mean, millions of people were able to hear your story, and whether they've contacted you or not, I'm sure they were influenced. You know what I'm saying? So if one person was changed because they heard your story, that's a blessing, right?
Yeah, it is. And I think that's something that I constantly stress to people is praying for patience is
Yes.
because of the fact that we do have this society that's like right now, overnight. So when you don't pray for patience, you're not going to wait for those results. You're going to say, well, why can't I lose 100 pounds in 6 months? You know, I seen this person, you know, and this is the one thing that I love social media, but I hate social media because you have like people, I lost 100 pounds in 6 months. And it's like, please don't advertise that because this person who needs to take a little bit more time, they are going to go overboard, possibly hurt themselves trying to do what you did. And we don't know how you did it. And oh no, sorry, not 6 days, 6 months. Sorry.
No, he's saying some people say that too. I lost it in 6 days. You're like, okay.
You know, and it's just like, no, it's like, no, pray for patience. Ask God to allow you to embrace this and enjoy this journey because it is such an awesome journey. When you see yourself transition from something that you could not do just maybe 3 months ago, and now you can do it. Like living in New York City, we have our subway system.
Yes.
So, you know, got to go up the stairs. And I used to be one of those people that I'll wait and I'll look in my bag like I'm searching for something so everyone else can go up the stairs so I can take my time to go up. And now I'm like, run up the stairs. And I'm like, excuse me. And I'm like, and the first time that I was able to do that, I think I lost like 25 pounds, but that was a milestone. That was something for me. I remember that over the day I lost 25 pounds.
Right.
Because it was like you were able to do something that you were not able to do a month ago.
Yes.
And that's what I want people to really acknowledge. Give yourself credit for the things that you can now do that you were not able to do. Celebrate those moments. The pounds on the scale, that's beautiful. That's great. But when you are able to say, man, I could never do that before. And I just did it. Like, you know, I was able, the last time I jogged on the treadmill, I only lasted 15 seconds and I just went 5 minutes straight. Those are the moments that you stop and you say, God, thank you. Because it was because of your strength that I was able to do this. And this is where people don't want to give God the credit. At that point, when you're able to now run for 5 minutes or jog for 5 minutes, you can't give credit to your personal trainer for that. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Right, your personal trainer did not do it.
Right.
God was there listening. He was like, he's whispering like, you got it, you can do it. Nope, don't stop. You know, I believe in you. Like, those are the things I want people to really focus on. And the more that they embrace and they understand that this is not just their journey, this is God along with them. And when you invite him into this journey, this is when you're going to see yourself drink 200 ounces of water in one day. You know, when you're going to be able to say, man, you know what? I haven't had fried chicken in 2 weeks and I haven't had a taste for fried chicken. That's God, because he knows that right now you don't need this. Like, you don't need that distraction, you know? So because you pray for this, he's going to continue to keep your mind focused on what he needs you to focus on. And I think people just need to just continue to understand that. And that's the one thing, because I know me, prior to 2012, I believe in God, but I believe Tanisha did it. You know, I'm like, Tanisha got the master's. Tanisha finished high school at 16. Tanisha was a homeowner at 22. Tanisha did it. And I understand 75% was me, but now I'm like, God has all of this.
I know that's right.
You know, and I'm like, I lost 150 pounds because of God. And I don't know when you started following me, but I know that I actually was contacted by a show, one of the national TV shows, and I was denied because they did not want me to mention God.
Oh, really?
And when I tell you, I got so angry. And the person who is the host of the show, I found a clip where they spoke highly of God. And I was just like,
Hmm.
Where's the disconnect? And it was just like that gave me even more motivation to continue to be a voice for God and relates as it relates to healthy living. And it comes to not just weight loss, because I think all of us have a lot of unhealthy. Like I said, I was an
Yes.
angry person.
Right.
That had a lot to do with my weight. There could be someone out there who's angry, who's drinking, someone who's
Right.
smoking. So
Exactly.
unhealthy is unhealthy.
Exactly.
And once you understand that, regardless of what your unhealthy is, you can tap and you can just call onto God right now, and He's going to be a part of it. But when you say, "Oh, I need these protein shakes. I need Weight Watchers. I need the personal trainer," that's really telling God, "I don't need you. I need this."
Mm-hmm.
And He's no longer. And what He's going to do, He's going to stand back and say, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
He's going to make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself, but
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to give you that the Holy Spirit's not going to come through you.
Exactly.
His angels are not going to go to work because you're not allowing him. Because you just can't, I need this. Now, it's one thing to say, this can help me, but I need
Girl.
God. There's two different things. And
Girl.
people don't understand the words that we say and the words
Mm-hmm.
that we speak actually hinders God coming part of this journey. Because when you don't allow him to be an active participant, he's just going to stand back,
Yes.
and his angels are going to sit around you, and they're going to be unemployed.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, why is it so hard for me to drink this water? I recently saw, and I was kind of a little upset about the new water bottle challenge that they have. And it's like they have like different characters. So at the top of it, I think is like Precious.
Oh yes, I
Um,
saw that. It was bad.
like, yeah, and I was just like, really? Like, do we really have to go that far to belittle other people so that you can get to your goal? Like, I don't think, like, we don't have to be Nancy
Mm-mm.
to prove a point. And it's
Exactly.
just like, again, this is all with society, and I get angry, but it's not an anger. It's like it's passion to just keep
Mm-hmm.
going forward, to let people know it is possible to overcome anything with God. And the more that you believe in Him and you have faith in Him and you start living in His purpose, you're going to find the happy and the healthy.
Absolutely. I mean, you said a mouthful there. I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Everything that you're saying is like, I've dealt with and I understand and I'm dealing with on this journey as well. So again, I
Yes.
appreciate it. So, okay, let's get to, I don't know if anybody is in here. If they're in here, you can ask questions to Tanisha, to myself, post them in the chat and we will answer them. But let's talk about these quick fix weight loss things. Okay. Okay. We have the wraps. We have the teas, we have the pills, we have the colonics, we have the waist trainers, we have the detox stuff, we have the smoothies. What do you want to say about those different things? Do they
Okay.
work? Because that's the top. That's the question, right? Do these things work?
So smoothies work as long as you just drink a smoothie a day. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's not, I think people get crazy when they only want to drink smoothies. And it's like, no, smoothie can just replace a snack, but don't drink 6 smoothies a day every day. Like you're not gonna be able to do much of anything because as much of the energy it gives you, you still need some solids in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm an advocate for smoothies, but you don't have to do like I love JJ Smith. But before her 10-day smoothie challenge, Google.com, screen smoothie recipes, and ta-da, just make them.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to make them into a challenge. So you can just have one green smoothie a day for the rest of your life, and you can change your life around. So don't do a
Mm-hmm.
challenge, just do one a day.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one?
Whichever one you want to talk about. I said
Um,
wraps, teas, pills, colonics,
so
waist trainers.
I've tried the wraps because I'm one of those, because all of my clients, they come to me like, have you tried this? Okay, I'll try it before
Okay.
I knock it.
Okay.
It didn't work for me.
Okay.
And at that point, I was drinking 150 ounces of water, and the girl was like, "No, you're doing something wrong."
Hmm.
I said, I eat as clean as they come.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was definitely working out. I was like, "Well, sweetie, I don't know. Doesn't work. Sorry."
Hmm.
So in Tanisha experience, they didn't work.
Okay.
Waist trainers, if you wear them when you're working out,
Mm-hmm.
it can be an assistant. but I do not recommend anyone to wear them all day long, and don't get them too small. I've seen women in like stores like Fashion and Figure. They were actually one of the first that sold them in regular stores. And this I'm talking about back in 2009, 10. So before they became like really popular. And women would I would see women who were at that time, I was like a size 24, 26. So that's like equivalent to a waist trainer. I think I needed like a 5X. And I had girls my size getting a 2X.
Ooh. Ooh.
You know, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, but, you know, because they want the body like Nicki Minaj. Right? And I immediately remind people, Nicki Minaj did not get her body naturally.
No.
So you can't have a goal to get something naturally that someone else didn't get naturally.
Absolutely.
So waist trainers, you can like, they have like regular, you know, regular workout ones you can get from Models. You don't have to spend $89. Like the ones at Models, to me, they work just fine. Little sauna belts. I think they $8.99 is up my alley. I can't see myself spending $89 ever again in my life for a waist trainer. So waist trainers, yeah.
Okay, I'm from Brooklyn. My husband's from Harlem, and so
we know Models.
That's right. That's what we're like. This is funny because I told my husband, I said she's got to be from Brooklyn or something because her accent is like, yeah, that's it right there. So
yeah, I'm
like,
from New York.
I said yes.
Detox teas. Now I have what's the TLC sells one of the teas.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like the tea just because of the taste.
Okay.
Right. I've never seen it to like help me lose anything.
Okay.
Like, you know, I like the taste, and you know, I love to just drink tea. So to me, if you like tea, you can drink that.
Okay.
But don't look at it as the magic tea. But I've seen like other ones where like, oh, you can lose your belly in 14 days. I've never tried any of those.
Okay.
But yeah, you like, you know, to me, actually, I stopped buying the tea because it's $50. And $50 for 4 weeks. And I'm like, I can go get me some green tea for about $5.99. Again, I am one of those people, like, you know, because I do a workshop on healthy eating on a budget.
Yes.
So I'm not going to introduce and say, hey, guys, you know, buy here and go get your circulars and, you know, look for what's on sale and say, and then here, buy this tea, $50. That's going to go against my whole ethics.
Right.
So I just don't do that. And protein shakes, like I said, I worked with a doctor and she gave me these shakes, and I found out it actually was another company that is still on the market. The problem with protein shakes, with the 2 shakes a day, what's a sensible meal? What is a sensible meal? Right? So most people would end up going to get a lean cuisine. And they would eat that lean cuisine every day. So now, yes, you are going to lose the weight. However, I think in 4 weeks, I lost 28 pounds.
Oh, okay.
However, in week 5, 6, and 7, I lost no weight. So your body stops. Your body's like, wait, hold on. And all the doctor could tell me was, don't worry about that. It's going to come off anyway. That was exactly how she said it to me. She was just trying to get me to come back every 2 weeks and get her my 175. And the downfall that I think a lot of people do not, you have to actually drink more water. So although you might drink, you know, half your body weight in ounces, you actually need to drink more water to actually push through those proteins because of the fact that you can become constipated. I can tell you 2 incidents that I had with those protein shakes. And I was just like, after the second time, I had to wipe my hands with it because experiencing that, I've never had children, but I can tell you, I felt like I had a child. Okay, so that experience, I don't want anyone to experience. And I think a lot of people do not. Your husband's laughing. I don't think people talk about that. You know, they just like, yeah, you know, I lost the weight. And it's like, yeah, but you was at home crying the other day trying to pass through something that was not normal.
Exactly.
But no one wants to discuss the downfalls. And that's why I am who I am, because I'm like, look, I've been through all of this, Ally, right? Those pills. If no one has ever experienced it, that's one of those things where if you feel as though that you have to fart, don't.
Ooh.
Go straight to the bathroom
Uh-oh.
because it actually it breaks down the fat and it becomes oil.
Oh,
so
wow.
One of my old coworkers, she had an accident and she had on white that day.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Or I had to say, I had to go to Lane and Bryant and buy her a pair of pants.
Oh, my goodness.
So again, these are things that people don't talk about. Like I said, I've been through 28 years. I experienced a lot. Phentamine. Now, phentamine, it did work. However, it is not meant for long-term use. And you have a lot of women and men who would try to use it for an extremely long time. And that's the downfall. My own research is it actually causes, if you use it for too long, mental health. And I met a young lady, and she confided in me that she was taking for some years, and I noticed there were some issues, and I was like, oh, and I did the research. I was like, yeah, I did read about that. So again, these are things that doctors are always going to prescribe. They're going to push, and they don't even know the real knowledge behind it. And unfortunately, we don't know because a lot of people won't do their due diligence and find out, what's the actual side effects. And no one is out there talking about it. And because everyone's just talking about the pros, like, oh yeah, I lost all this weight, I lost all this. And I'm just like, unfortunately, I'd rather be the person that comes with all the bad news because I've been through it. This is not something that someone told me. I personally went through it. And I don't want other people to experience what I went through. So the E-diets was not bad. It was my mindset. Although the food was there, they delivered it. It was on time. Pop it in the microwave the most 2 minutes. I still didn't eat it. And it was not horrible food, but I just didn't eat it. And there were more days and more weeks I was throwing out more food than I was actually consuming it. So, it's still a waste of money. And, I think, again, when you're going into this, you have to go in with the mindset that, this is something I need to be healthier, and identify all of the reasons, not just because you want a nice swimsuit or because you want to wear that sexy dress in the closet that's been sitting there for 10 years, but because of the fact that you're tired of living in pain. You're tired of being tired. You're tired of poor relationships, because sometimes we don't realize we attract what we don't need. And, people see that. People, they know what your weaknesses are before you identify them. And I know that the relationship that I was in, I'm very open about this, but one of the reasons why before 2012 I gained about 25 pounds was because I had a miscarriage, and I became depressed. And I became depressed because he started to make me feel, he was like, well, because you're fat is the reason why we lost our baby. And I'm looking at him like, but mind you, he was overweight too. And I was just like,
wait a minute.
He just called me fat.
Wow.
And I'm the reason. So it's just like people, they see that little ounce that they can just step on. And although you might have all the confidence in the world when you're outside, when you get inside and you start to reflect, you're like, was I really the reason why I lost this baby? And, now I just realized God stepped in and was like, look, we don't need him around. I have things for you to do. He don't need to be here. And, that's just how I look at it. But it's the mindset and understanding what you need, and know that you need the water. God, when he created earth, he created all of this for us to enjoy. He told Adam and Eve, besides that one tree, everything else you can enjoy. You can have the vegetables, you can have the fruit. He did this for us. He gave us water. And I think people, they fail to realize that, and they forget that. And a lot of people will never read the book of Genesis. I always tell, just read the first 2 chapters. And they're like, why? Because you want to get the message right there. Because God said it right there. God said it.
That's right.
He made the fruits. He made the trees for the fruits. And he made, read it. And then like,
yep.
what are you talking about? But God, then that means that God made McDonald's. No, man processed McDonald's. You can't, that's not the same thing. When God made Earth, there was no Wendy's, and I think that's the part that we just don't get. Right now I'm trying to get over to Johannesburg.
Oh, okay.
Because Johannesburg, the last 2 decades, their obesity rate has doubled.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
2 decades ago was when they first introduced McDonald's there.
Wow.
Like it's really getting insane, like across the globe. I'm going to New Zealand in December to be a lifestyle chef out there. And when I was doing my research on obesity, I think 46%
what
is obese or overweight. And it's a
wow.
little island.
Yes.
So, these are things that people are not discussing. And we only focus on our neighborhoods. And, like today I was speaking to one of my mastermind buddies. We think globally. We're trying to save the world.
Yes.
And, we both are saying, like, there are people out there who need our help, not just here in our community. I want to help everyone.
Yes.
I want people to see across the world that this is not just an issue here in New York City. And there are so many people who are suffering and they don't even have the resources, but they don't realize that they have the resources. And everyone has God. And, you just got to call out to him. Do like I did. Like, there was no formal, nothing. It was just a genuine cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I just poured my heart out because I just couldn't face that reality. And when I found this scripture, Romans 12, verse 2.
You see, you just doing it. I was just going to give that scripture tonight, but go on and preach it.
I tell you, when I found that scripture, that was my life.
Yes, that's my mantra.
Mm-hmm. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Mm-hmm. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. And when I found that, when I tell you, LaKisha, I was in my house like, I found it. I got it. It makes sense now because he transformed my mind.
Yes.
I found my will. And
yes.
And
yes.
People, my boyfriend was looking at me. I text my mom like, this is me. This is what God put me here for. And she's like, okay. I'm so happy that you got it. But I got so excited because I've been telling people from like the 3rd month, it's a mindset. And people were looking at me like, no, but I need you to make my smoothies. No, it's a mindset. And that's the reason why I think any of my business launches where I try to do smoothies and make people's meals, it doesn't work because I want people to not depend on me.
Yes.
Because there's going to be a day, I'm going to be in Johannesburg.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm going to New Zealand in December.
Yes.
How can I make your meals if I'm going to be in New Zealand for 2 weeks? So it's just, I want people to know it's a mindset. Talk to God. He is going to guide you. And then eventually you're going to get to where I'm at, where it's like, oh, so I found my spiritual gift. This is God's will for me. And that's where I want people to get to, because it's not good to be healthy and miserable doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. Now, listen, we're going to go a few minutes longer here. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because there's some good stuff here. And yes, you already shared one of the scriptures I was going to talk about, because what I do on the show is I always share my world, share my story, my life, my perspective. If I have a guest, I allow them to share, and then I always give some biblical context. But before I do that, I wanted to say, with the quick fix, weight loss plans, do they work? I love how you explained it, because they do work, right? They can work in terms of, okay, but how do you define work? If you say work meaning, okay, you have some weight loss, okay, yeah, if you do those, like you said, shakes, meal replacements, waist trainers, whatever, you may get some weight loss, right? But will it last? Will it last? That's the issue here, okay? Because if your mindset has not changed, okay, you still have the same mindset, you still have the same relationship towards food, towards exercise or whatever, towards your emotions in terms of how you cope, nothing is going to change. So, like you said, the food could be right there in front of you, right? And you were getting the food, but then you still weren't eating it. So it's like, this is what I'm trying to help people to see, that, yeah, you can come. I mean, I'm not knocking your hustle with your teas and your wraps and whatever you want to do that. Okay. But I love how you said that. Allow those things, if you choose, okay, to do it, to be a supplement, to be something that you're doing in addition to what you're already doing. And my husband said something that was so funny today. He said, people want to do supplements, right? But they ain't doing nothing to supplement it with. So it's like, wait a minute here.
I like that one.
You want to supplement. Oh, I want to. And then some of these products, they bill it as, you know what? You could eat whatever you want. You could do whatever you want to do and drink this tea and do these wraps or whatever. So wait a minute here. Now, is that really a lifestyle change? Now that to me is what goes along with the quick fix, is that we want to get the results without doing the work. And I'm gonna say some scriptures there. And this is even for myself. And this is something I saw today. Now, listen here. Deception. When it comes to these quick fix weight loss things, I was going to talk about it tonight, but then one of the girls I follow, I don't know if you follow her, name is Jessica Franklin. She's like around my height, and she's like, like beast mode with a lot of exercises, and she does workouts, and she like pretty much posts stuff every day about her workouts and her eating, her meals or whatever. And how about somebody, this is the second time somebody's done it, has taken her transformation pictures and attached it to some kind of product. Like this one was a tea. They did it to you too?
2 times.
You see, now she was like, listen, stop it. And I'm thinking, think about it. I said, now, if people hadn't, and she didn't find that out and they hadn't come back to kind of, correct people would think, look at her. She used these, whatever it was, teas or whatever. So I'm like, you see that? Now listen here. If you want to do this, this is your hustle. Don't be deceptive. Do it for real. Okay. Then the other thing I saw somebody do, and this is somebody got called out. They did transformation pictures, the before and after, right? Somebody else came on and said, you know what? I'm not trying to be not nice, but this is not true in terms of how the transformation occurs. Some people say, oh, they lost it in 5 days. I don't know, so whatever, or
7 days or something,
or whatever the time frame was. They were like, listen, yes, this was the person before. Yes, this was the person after, but that was not the time frame. And not only was it not the time frame, the person was weighed more now than they did in the before. So this was a whole deceptive marketing plan.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've seen that personally, and actually broke my heart because the person over the phone made me feel like, we're sisters. We did this, and then when I met them, I was like. I'm really bad with facial expressions, and I was just like, "Wow, who is this girl?" But that made me realize you can't believe everything that you see, and I also look at patterns. If you go on someone's page and they show everyone else's transformation, but they don't show theirs, or they show the same picture, I question things. So that's why some people, they won't blab, they won't go on Periscope, they won't do a video Instagram because. To me, I'm like, what are you hiding?
Exactly.
Me, I have no problem. Pictures. Here you go. Periscope. Here I am. No, I have no problem.
Right.
Because I'm like, this is me. My story is real. And I want other people to know that. But those are kind of things those to me are red flags. And you should always look for those things. And that's why I always tell people, before you just sign up and you buy these products, kind of do some research.
Yes. Because
even when I did buy into one of those marketing things, I don't know if I should be saying this, but they kind of give you like a platform where they have some pictures.
Interesting.
So it's like, here's other people that have done it. So, a lot of times that's what some people do. And I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's what people do. And then they will come on and steal my pictures. And say, Tanisha, that's why I try to find a way to put my name or something all over my picture now, so that you can't just take my picture and make it seem like, So, I mean, it happens. It comes with the territory.
Right.
And like my mom told me one time, she was like, that just means that you are really doing your thing. Because now people want to be you and they want to steal your pictures. And that's just how I just look at it. I say, thank you for the compliment. You know, I won't take legal actions this time. You know, one time I said that to a girl and she dropped the picture. I said, I won't take legal action this time. And she deleted the picture immediately.
Well, I'm sharing this because, and I'm glad that you shared your personal experience with this, because this is real. And a lot of times, again, when people look at these quick fix things and then they think it's a real experience and it's not, and it's like you got sucked into something that was fake. You know what I'm saying? And then now you're basing your whole transformation on this lie. And I'm not saying every story is a lie, okay?
Yeah,
you know, but again, I know from my standpoint, and you're, you know, given a credence to as well, that only what you do for Christ will last. Okay, so if you do whatever you're doing, even I would say this too, and I'm going to go into the biblical context, but weight loss surgery, I also investigated it as well. I don't know if you remember Carney Wilson. She was like the poster child for it. And I was thinking, wow, well, you know, she did it and she lost the weight. And then I remember doing the research and it was just like, you know, like I've never had surgery and, you know, all of the risks, you know, going under anesthesia, will they be able to come back or whatever. And then, so I was like, well, and then the other thing was, I'm like, for me, is this taking the easy way out? Now, I'm not saying for people who are doing it that this is the easy way out, because it really, going under the knife and your life afterwards is not easy. Okay. I know people who've had the surgery and their life is not easy afterwards. The supplements that they have to take, the things that they cannot eat, even if they want to eat it, how you get the violent, you know, and all of those things, their whole body, you know,
reacts different.
Is different. But the thing was, she regained the weight. Carney Wilson did. And it was like, whoa, wait a minute. And then I started seeing other people that I had known do it. And I said, wow. So God was showing me through those stories that their habits, their mindset had not changed.
Never changed.
So they looked at the weight loss surgery as a quick fix. Okay. And it didn't work, you know? So now they re-engineer their bodies now, right? To force themselves to, you know, not eat, you know, as much. But then what? Now, their mind is telling them, and then even how they're even looking at themselves in the mirror, the whole body image stuff, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I think with the weight loss surgery, I'm very thankful that God blocked it the 2 times that I went through the process. And one of the things that I remember the doctor saying to me, he was like, you know, if you ever want a steak again, you can't have one. How do you feel about that? And although I'm not a big red meat eater, once in a while you want that steak. And I think some people don't understand that. The second thing is, I was recently, when I went down to Miami, I was on a radio show Own Your Power.
Okay.
And she was sharing with me one of her past guests had the weight loss surgery and actually regret having it because she started to abuse alcohol.
Oh, wow.
And again, these are things that people don't discuss. And I was so happy when I found her interview, and then she linked it to Harvard University did a study, and it showed that I think 68% of people that had weight loss surgery did admit that they became alcoholics, because what happens is that they can't eat, so they fill up on alcohol. And now you know, she was saying there were times when she didn't even know how she got home. You know, so yeah, you lose the weight, but now you think that you overcame this food addiction, and now you have a new addiction.
Exactly.
So it's like you put a Band-Aid, a 99-cent Band-Aid on one, and now you have a whole new issue. And you know, then I'm realizing, I don't know if you've been following people, but a lot of people who had the lap band is now having their lap band removed to now have a sleeve done. Because like you said, they gain the weight back. So they lose the weight and then they gain it back because, again, the mindset is not changing. So now the doctors are saying, okay, fine, we're going to take the band out and we're going to just now give you a sleeve. So you're hearing people now in recent 2 years getting 2 surgeries done. And it's like, It's not the food. It is your relationship with
Yes.
food in life. You have to identify why you cannot not eat the Chinese food all day, every day, and figure out what's really the problem.
Absolutely.
And until you identify that, you can have the sleeve done, then they take that out. I mean, if they can take that out, now they can just give you the whole gastric bypass, and you still will end up with some other additional unhealthy. And I think alcoholism, to me, that's just as bad as being obese.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, so it's again, it's a lot of things that people are not talking about. It's like on a hush hush. And I love the fact that Harvard University did that study, because it was like legit research, and people were honest about it. And again, you don't see a lot of people. And like, I posted in my group, on my Facebook page, and I had people inbox me like, oh my gosh, you know, I thought I was the only one. You know, people didn't even realize that they had an addiction to alcohol, but it wasn't until they read it, and it was just like, this is me. And I wish that more people would come out and tell the truth about this. And doctors need to tell the truth. You know, okay, the weight can come off, but there's a risk that you can become addicted to alcohol. And they said that there were even people who never drank alcohol prior to the surgery. So it's like they go out and it's like, can't eat this, can't eat that. But you know what? Pass me the drink.
Exactly.
And it's just like, it's so unfortunate, and it just becomes so unhealthy. And, you know, doctors don't understand how healthy living really works. And that's why I'm happy that I'm working with a doctor here in New York, because he was like, look, I tell my patients about healthy eating, healthy living, but I don't know what that is. So I'm going to send them to you, and you can help them.
Wow.
You know, so it's something that a lot of doctors are not educated on properly.
No, because listen, I'm going to tie it back in here. Let's go. People put a pin in that. $59.8 billion industry, right? And the number of obese people here, and the adults, what did I say? 49, well,
39.
34.9, 76 million. Okay, the doctors and this whole industry, they want us to treat the symptoms. They don't want to get to the root. Because it's easier to tell you, all you got to do is this, eat this. All you got to do is do this workout, right?
Yeah. I had a doctor come to me. I just thought about this. I had a doctor come to me. He was like, do you want to make some fast money? And I was like, you know, anytime I'll entertain it, but I already know where it's going. He was like, look, ever heard of ACG drops?
Yes.
I was like, no. He was like, look. He was like, it doesn't work. This is his exact words. He said, it doesn't work. He said, but people are so gullible, they're going to pay for it.
Yep.
He was like, I give them a little bit of recipes. He said they reduce their calories for the first month to 600 calories a day. He said, and then the second month, they go up to 900 calories. He was like, and they take these drops and they think the drops are working. The drops don't work. He was like, it's the calories. He was like, but you make a ton of money. And I'm looking at him like, you know, you took a code of ethics.
I know that's right.
And that's you violated that code of ethics. But that's what they do. So this is why you see so many more doctors buying into the products, because they see the extra money that's going to come in. And like he said, people are gullible. That's how I got to that doctor. She was like, her advertisement said lose 21 pounds in 3 weeks. I was sold.
And you know what? When you brought that up, I know people personally who did that, those drops. And then, but see, they're not looking at the fact that, like you said, oh, the meals and so on and so forth. It's just crazy when it comes, because again, the word, because that's my mantra too.
Hello.
You know, don't be confused, because what the world knows that if we get to the root of why you're doing these things, man, you're free. You ain't gonna be sitting here like, I gotta hold on to this. What, you can go on YouTube, like you said, Google, get your stuff. You are like, you could work out at home, you could do whatever, but you don't have to be like, oh, I have to have this gym, you know, all of these different things. So, okay, so the biblical context that I wanted to share is, and okay, and you could chime in and see if you could tell me, because I always find like some story. Who do you think, in the Bible, had some kind of issues with like quick fix, like wanted to, like they were tired. They were just like, out of desperation, and they just wanted to, do a quick fix. Who do you think, Carlton? Who do you think, Tanisha?
Trying to think. Who wanted a quick fix?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted something quick. Well, Job wanted everything back.
Yeah, well, that's a good one too. That's true.
Job was like, just give me back everything right now. That's like the first one that came to my mind.
Okay, Job. Okay, that's a good one. I may use that one on the next show, because I'm going to do a part 2. And so, so the part 2 is I have David. Okay, David's a good one too. I mean, he took somebody's wife there. He wanted it right then, right there, right?
Right then and there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Part 2 is going to air on April 5th, and I have a registered dietitian and a personal trainer, a husband and wife team, and they're faith-based in terms of their business. So they're going to come on, and I want to hear their take on these quick fix. Wait, now these are professionals, okay? So they, like, well, LaKisha, you don't know, and Tanisha, you don't have to agree with us, okay? Tanisha's telling you the truth, guys, okay? I'm telling you my truth, but I'll give it to you. God gave me that idea, so I'm gonna give it to you from there. But okay, those are good ideas in terms of Job and David. But God showed me, he said Abraham. He said, look at Abraham. Abraham, right? Now we know his story, went to Canaan, okay, but what the promise was that he was going to be the father of many, right? But, okay, we know how old he was and how long time. Yeah, listen to this. Genesis, the 16th chapter, and I always tell you guys, when you follow me, go read it yourself, okay? Always go and read the stuff yourself. Because somebody can tell you, go to Proverbs 32. Somebody can tell you.
Can tell you anything. You'd be like, yeah, sounds good.
No, go read it for yourself. So in the story, if you don't know the story of Abraham, God told him to go to a land that he didn't know, to follow him, and a whole bunch of stuff happened, right? But in the process, he was waiting, right? Now, at this point in Genesis, the 16th chapter, it was 10 years. He had been waiting, him and Sarah, right? No kids at all. And this is something that I wanted to share with you guys to let you know that when we are desperate, okay, when we are waiting for a long time for something to happen, that's when we go out and do desperate things, okay? That's why we go do these quick fix things, because, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of, not having what I want to have, right? That control thing like Tanisha talked about. So this is my little interpretation of it, okay? Okay, so what did Abraham do? Abraham, he was kind of sitting back, right? He was like, well, okay, I want the kid. But what did Sarah do? Sarah said, let you go in there, Abraham, to my maid, Hagar, and get this done, okay? Do this thing. Let's make it happen. Let's do this quick fix, because I'm not having no children. Now, this is what my little interpretation was, that for 10 years, they were, getting it in. They were doing what they were supposed to do to have a baby, but no baby.
That's it.
No baby was
coming.
So Sarah was like, yo, Abraham, go with my maid here, Hagar. She, is fertile and she's younger probably, so do it. So what happened? Hagar conceived, and then that's what we got the issues now, right? Ishmael, Isaac, the Arabs, the Jews. But what I'm saying is that both of them made a decision to do something as a quick fix out of desperation versus waiting for God, versus trusting in God. God told them clearly, listen here, I brought you to this land that you didn't know. He gave him a blessing, saying that you're going to be the father of many. Look at the stars in the sky, look at the sand, the grains of sand on the earth. But they still wanted something different because they didn't see it themselves, right? But God is telling us, even on our journey, even as Tanisha said, this is not just about weight loss. This is about anything that you want God to transform you in, that you have to have faith. You have to trust him. You have to surrender. You have to believe that, what you can't see, don't worry about that he's walking alongside you because you invited him in there. And so for Abraham and Sarah, they made this quick fix thing. And then, yes, God still blessed Ishmael. But again, look at the repercussions of that decision. So don't, make a decision that have a lasting change that, you may not want that consequence. I mean, I know, again, some people who did, let's talk about weight loss surgery. Not only regained the weight, but they got serious like nutritional deficiencies.
Health, yes.
I mean,
Health
bad.
issues.
Okay, I know people who did weight loss surgery and they died on the table. Okay, I mean, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, not to scare people, but just to tell you that
These are realities.
when you're doing things out of desperation because you want, and again, you want results, right? Hello, you're human. But in terms of asking God to help you get to the root of what's going on so that you can be transformed. Being transformed is like the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? You're not just being like, oh, I just want to. No, I want to be fully transformed into what God has called me to be. And then the two scriptures that I want you guys to just hold on to, besides the Romans 12:2, that was the one of them. Okay, the other one is Romans, the 5th chapter, the 3rd through the 5th verse. And it says, and not only this, but we also exult in our tribulations, knowing that I'm reading from the New American Standard, knowing that tribulation brings about perseverance, and perseverance, proven character, and proven character, hope. And hope does not disappoint, because the love of God has been poured out within our hearts through the Holy Spirit who was given to us. You see what I'm saying? What the process does. The process does what? It builds perseverance. It proves your character. That's what we want. You don't want to be walking around, somebody would say, don't be no punk. You know what I'm saying? You want to be bold. You know what I'm saying? You want to be bold, living your purpose. I mean, I know for me, and even you just shared it, you could have all the accolades, you could have the degrees, you could have the husband, you can have the kids, you could have everything else going on, but still be miserable inside because you're not living your purpose. And if those weights, fear, rejection, whatever else, lack of faith, whatever, those are my things that were holding me back, was still manifesting in the physical pounds that was making me unhealthy, because I was choosing to cope with those things, with the food for me. And we're seeing here what people could do with alcohol, with drugs. I mean, even other relationships. I mean, sex. I mean, anything you could substitute that in here versus God.
You can.
Versus God. So I just want people to be encouraged to know that there is hope. Okay, like what I just say, that perseverance, but the character, it gives you hope, because what you can be able to stand and say, you know what, I'm not on this journey by myself. Okay, God is with me, and God is the one that's giving me the strength. He's the one that's giving me the power. As that scripture says, Joshua 1:8, to get success. And the success, like you said, health is success. He's the one that's doing it. It's not you on your own. So you're able to really have a lasting change and not worry about being in fear, because that's the other side of this whole journey thing, particularly the weight loss.
Big thing, yeah.
Man,
fear.
You every day, right? Every day you'll be sitting here thinking, oh my God, if I don't eat this, then I'm gonna gain the weight back. If I don't drink this much water, I'm gonna. Man, if you come on, anything of fear is not of God. And God is like, no, I don't want you living in fear. I want you to be free. My thing is, this is Sparta. That's what I talk about. 300, because I'm like, yo, I'm free, and I want everybody else to be free. So let's pray, and then I'm gonna allow you to do some closing remarks, and then we'll get out of here. Lord, I thank you, Father, for allowing us to be able to share our stories, oh God. I thank you, Lord, for us being able to just give our truth, Lord, how you helped us to be able to transform and continue to be transformed, helping us to share that this is a lifestyle, that this is not just about a quick fix. And I ask you, Lord, to touch somebody's heart out there that's watching this episode, and Father, to help them to see that they don't have to do it alone. They don't have to conform to the world's standards, oh God, that they can trust you, and to know that you will transform them by renewing their mind. And we thank you, Lord, for the many lives that'll be touched, even with Tanisha, how she's going to be going all across the world, Lord, sharing her story. We thank you, Lord, for the souls that are going to be turned toward you, because they see the God in her and they see what you've done in her life. And we thank you for this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Amen. All right, Tanisha. So tell everybody how to follow you. Any closing remarks that you want to make regarding these quick fixes and the journey of transformation.
So I'll start with the quick fix. Like you said earlier, it's a journey, and it's to transform your entire mind and your entire life. So if you want something that's going to last forever, and it's going to allow you to see something bigger at the end of the tunnel, take the time and invite God into this journey. Don't look for and don't idolize these pills, these shakes as because that's not what you need. It could be something that you can use for a short term, but that is not going to give you the long-term results. Open up your heart, be genuine, and ask God to be an active participant in this journey with you. And if you are looking for a physical partner in this journey, and you are looking for someone who is going to give you the true guidance, not sell you a pipe dream, not sell you, overnight quick success, but give you the opportunity to really explore and help you to identify your true unhealthies beyond your weight, then I encourage you to go to healthissuccess.com. And that's where you can find me. And I'm actually giving out complimentary lifestyle discovery calls where we can see if we are aligned spiritually to partner with this journey. Because the one thing I want a lot of people to know is that although I am a lifestyle coach, my spirit accepts someone as a client. It's not just sign your name. I noticed that you're AKA. I'm a Zeta. So it's not like a rush. Sign your name when you're a member. It's a process. And if you really want that partner that's going to be there and that's going to guide you, then I'm always welcome to accept those discovery calls so that we can see how this can work. You can find me on all the social media. On Twitter, I am at successweight, the number 2. On Instagram, at successweight. And you can find me on Facebook, Tanisha Shanee. As you can see my name, Tanisha, Shanee, Shanee. And if you are interested in getting my book, like LaKisha mentioned earlier, currently this is actually in the hard copies are actually going to be re-released at the end of April. So right now you can only purchase the ebook on Amazon. So if you look for Tanisha Shanee, you would get the ebook version of the book. And I really go through everything that I've gone through. I actually discuss all of my old process, the e-diets, Weight Watchers. I discussed that. I discussed the mental, emotional, the spiritual journey. In addition to the physical, I provide you screenshots of my journal so that people can really get an understanding as to how things actually transpired throughout the journey. And then I also add smoothie recipes at the end because, again, I love smoothies and I'm an advocate for smoothies, but I don't believe in smoothies all day, every day, and that's it. And, it's about learning how to have a better relationship with food. And again, and I will always stress this, invite God into your journey and your life is going to change forever.
Amen. And I always repurpose all of the shows. I upload them to YouTube. So if people follow me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Share My World Show, I'll include all of your contact information for people to follow you on there as well in the description. So just in case people didn't catch it or whatever. So I appreciate you. Thank God for connecting us. And I told you in the inbox, if anybody out there is listening, you just have to allow yourself to be open to, like you just said, in terms of your spirits connecting, because I think it was a friend of yours, that's my story.
My best friend. Yeah, my best friend is yours.
Look at it. She shared it to our listserv. And I just happened to, now we get a gazillion emails, on our listserv. And I just happened to look at it and just say, let me look at this. And I said, wow, this lady is saying the same thing I'm saying. And look at her and look at what, and it was just like, wow. And then, months later, I happened to see your video that you were talking about. That person saying products better. We didn't even talk about that, man.
Right? It's all right. It's all right.
Okay. If go follow me and see my video, go follow her, and you can see her video that she talked about it and see my response to it as well. I just thank God that we are being bold and we're just giving Him the glory. We're not allowing these things to be idols to take the place and the glory of God, because really that is what it is. It's like if you put all of the glory on the process versus the creator, that's not right. I mean, you can't. The creation can't get the worship. Okay, the creator needs to get the worship. So,
and I know for me, because I quit my job in August, and I started to, although things were going great, I felt like I still wasn't doing what God needed me to do, and I just started to talk to Him even more, like, what is the problem? Where's the disconnect? And someone, like one of my cousins, he was like, because you're not talking about Him. He was like, you have to make this, He has to be the topic, because He wants people to come to Him through this. You know, your journey, that's how he got you. You opened up your heart one random night, and look where it led you, not only to lose 150 pounds, but to be an author, to now help other people. And so many people don't realize that. And I think that's where I just feel like it's in my power for me to do this and to be an advocate for God, because so many people don't believe. And again, I am one of those people who did not believe prior to 2012, and even until like 2013. I was like, okay, yeah, God is here, but it wasn't until I realized He made all of this happen, and there was a reason why I got to over 350 pounds. There was a reason for me to get here. So people don't know what they're missing out on. And it's like, the products, they're great. Yeah, you make a lot of money, but guess what? So does Donald Trump. He has a lot of money too, but how many of his businesses have been bankrupt?
Exactly.
So we got to kind of look at the downfall to all of those things.
That's true.
So just because there's a lot of money, $59 billion is a lot of money, but those people, they're dealing with their own evil in the end, and we have to let them deal with that. And I'll take my one piece of the 59 billion, but I'll make sure that I do it with integrity,
Amen,
with values, and 100% with God number one.
Amen. So again, I appreciate you for connecting with me.
Thank you.
I said, I know we went over a little long, but I wanted to make sure we got all of this good information out. You sharing your story, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
no, I thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And for people who want to follow me, again, you can follow me on all social media as well. Share My World Show, my blog, sharemyworldshow.com, and you can see my transformation from when I restarted actually in April. I have the whole journey, my videos on my YouTube channel, and I did it the same reason that you said, Tanisha. I wanted people to see, okay, from day one all the way until glory. Like, so you can't say, or sometimes some people, they get that short-term memory, like, oh yeah, I lost 100 pounds in 60 days, and it's like, no. You'll see the date stamps on all my stuff. You see how I look, everything. You see my ups, my downs, my ins, my outs, everything, because I've been challenged and I'm becoming transformed by what God is doing. So
Amen.
Again, you want to connect with me as well on Share My World Show. And our next show, again, will be April 5th at 9 p.m. It's going to be a special time because I'm going to have two guests, husband and wife team, LaShonda and Johnny Jones, and they are registered dietitian and a certified personal trainer. And they're going to talk about the quick fix weight loss plan from a faith and from their professional standpoint. So join us next in 2 weeks on April 5th at 9 p.m. I'll send out promotions for that. So again, thank you so much for sharing my world. Now go and share your world with others. Be blessed. Have a good evening.
Have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.